Imagine this. You've spent years working hard, paying your taxes, building a life in the United States. And just when you're about to get your green card, just when you're finally close to calling this country home, you get a letter, not a welcome letter, a denial, or worse, a notice saying your status is at risk. You could lose everything, not because you did something wrong, but because you didn't know, because the rules changed. And now, thanks to a brand new immigration law just passed by Congress, things are about to get even more complicated, more dangerous, and more urgent than ever before. If you or someone you love is living in the US on a visa, waiting for a green card, applying for citizenship, or even just hoping to stay in this country legally, this video is for you. What I'm about to tell you could change your future. It could protect your family, or, if you ignore it, it could cost you everything. This isn't fear-mongering. This is real. This is urgent. And if you've been following the news even a little, you already know that the U.S. immigration system is not just complex. It's constantly changing. Every few months, there's a new policy update, a new court ruling, a new deadline that could make or break your immigration journey. But this time, it's different. This time, it's not just USCIS or a court decision. This time, it's Congress. The legislative branch of the U.S. government just passed a brand new immigration law. And whether you've heard about it or not, it is already starting to reshape the lives of millions of immigrants across the country. Now let me be very clear right from the start. This new law is not just about border security or illegal immigration, though those topics are always part of the conversation. This new legislation touches every part of the immigration system: legal immigration, green cards, work visas, asylum, naturalization, and even how USCIS processes applications behind the scenes. It introduces new eligibility requirements, tightens restrictions in some areas, opens limited pathways in others, and most importantly, it changes the timeline, the rules, and the stakes for anyone trying to build a future in the United States. So let's break this down, step by step. What exactly did Congress just pass? Why does it matter to you? Who is affected? And most importantly, what do you need to do right now to protect your status, your family, and your future in this country? First, let's talk about what we're actually dealing with. While the mainstream media may not have made a huge headline out of it yet, immigration attorneys, advocacy groups, and even USCIS officers are already sounding the alarm. The new law, which was quietly slipped into a broader legislative package and passed with bipartisan support, includes sweeping changes to how immigration benefits are granted, how applications are reviewed, and how quickly or slowly certain cases will move forward. What does that mean? It means that for the first time in years, the U.S. government is not just tweaking the system. They are fundamentally shifting how immigration works for millions of people. Some of the changes are procedural, some are bureaucratic, but others, they're life-altering. For example, one of the key elements of this new law involves adjustments to how the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and USCIS prioritize certain immigration applications. That might sound boring, but let me tell you why it's so important. When USCIS receives hundreds of thousands of applications every month for green cards, work permits, citizenship, asylum, you name it, they have to decide which ones to process first. And now, under this new law, some categories are being fast-tracked, while others are being delayed or deprioritized altogether. If you're applying for a green card through employment, family sponsorship, or the diversity visa lottery, this affects you. If you're waiting for your adjustment of status interview or your work permit renewal, this affects you. If you filed for naturalization and you're expecting your oath ceremony any day now, this affects you too. Let me give you a real example. Maria, a nurse from the Philippines, has been in the U.S. on an H-1B visa for 6 years. She applied for her green card through her employer 2 years ago. She's been waiting patiently, following all the rules, paying her fees on time, checking her case status online every week to see if there's any update. Then, last month, she got a notice. Her priority date, the date that determines when her green card can actually be processed, has been pushed back again. Why? because of new per-country caps that were reinforced by this new law. Maria is not alone. Thousands of immigrants from India, China, the Philippines, and Mexico, countries that already face the longest backlogs, are now seeing even longer delays. Why? Because this new law reinforces strict limits on how many green cards can be issued to nationals of any single country each year. And for countries with large immigrant populations in the US, that means years, sometimes decades, of waiting. And it's not just green card applicants. Let's talk about DACA recipients. Yes, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program is still in place, for now. But this new law includes language that could impact how renewals are processed and whether new applications will continue to be accepted. For the hundreds of thousands of young immigrants who came to this country as children and are living under DACA, the uncertainty is growing. Then there are the asylum seekers. Under this new law, the criteria for approving asylum claims have been tightened. That doesn't mean asylum is gone, but it does mean that the bar has been raised. If you're fleeing danger, persecution, or violence in your home country, you still have the right to apply. But you need to be prepared. Your evidence needs to be stronger than ever. Your story needs to be clear, consistent, and supported by documentation. And if you make even one mistake on your application, you could be denied and sent back. Now let's talk about something even closer to home: green card holders who are trying to become U.S. citizens. If you've had your green card for a while and you're planning to apply for naturalization, listen carefully. This new law introduces new questions, new background check procedures, and new requirements for proving continuous residence and physical presence in the United States. What does that mean? It means that if you've left the country for too long, even for what you thought was a harmless trip, you could be denied citizenship. It means that if you haven't been paying your taxes, or if you've been arrested for even a minor offense, you need to disclose it. And yes, USCIS is cracking down. They are verifying everything: your fingerprints, your travel history, your employment records, even your social media activity in some cases. If you've filed Form N-400 to become a citizen, don't assume that just because you've been a green card holder for 5 years, or 3, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, that you're automatically going to qualify. This new law adds layers of scrutiny, and if you're not prepared, you could be delayed or even denied. Now, here's where you need to take action. If you have any pending immigration application, whether it's a green card, a work visa, an asylum claim, or citizenship, you need to be checking your case status online regularly. Go to the official USCIS website, enter your receipt number, see if there's been an update. Has your case been approved? Is it pending? Has USCIS requested additional evidence? What we call an RFE? RFEs are happening more frequently now. Why? Because under this new law, USCIS officers are being instructed to take a closer look at every application. They're looking for inconsistencies. They're looking for red flags. And if they ask you for more information, you need to respond fast. Missing an RFE deadline can lead to a denial, and once your case is denied, it becomes much harder and more expensive to fix. Also, keep an eye on the visa bulletin. It's published every month by the Department of State, and it tells you exactly where your priority date stands. If you're waiting for your green card to become available, the visa bulletin is your lifeline. It will show you whether your category is current, meaning your green card can be processed now, or whether you still have to wait. Section 5. Common mistakes to avoid at all costs. Here's what you absolutely cannot afford to do. Mistake number 1. Missing deadlines. Whether it's responding to an RFE, filing for an extension, or submitting your biometrics appointment notice, missing a deadline can derail your entire case. Set reminders. Mark your calendar. Treat every USCIS notice like it's urgent, because it is. Mistake number 2. Traveling without advance parole. If you're in the middle of adjusting your status or waiting for a green card, do not, I repeat, do not leave the United States without advance parole. If you do, you could be considered to have abandoned your application, And coming back into the country? That's a whole other risk. Mistakes number 3. Not paying fees correctly. USCIS is strict about fees. If your payment is late, incomplete, or incorrect, your application could be rejected outright. Double-check the amount. Use the official USCIS fee calculator, and never send cash. Mistake number 4. Lying or withholding information. Never lie on your immigration forms. Never hide arrests, marriages, or trips abroad. USCIS runs background checks. They verify everything. If they catch you in a lie, even a small one, it could lead to a permanent bar from the United States. So what do? First, if you haven't already, download the USCIS Case Status app or bookmark the official Case Status online page. Check it every week. Know where your case stands. Second, if you have an upcoming interview, whether it's for a green card, citizenship, or asylum, prepare. Practice your answers. Gather your documents. Bring originals and copies. Dress professionally. Be honest. Be respectful. Third, if you've received any kind of notice from USCIS, an RFE, a NOID, notice of intent to deny, or even just a scheduling letter, take it seriously. Don't wait. Don't assume it's going to be fine. Respond immediately. If you're not sure how to respond, consult an immigration attorney, or at least reach out to a trusted, accredited representative. Fourth, if you're not sure about your status, your eligibility, or what this new law means for you specifically, ask questions. Call USCIS. Go to a legal clinic. Reach out to a nonprofit organization that specializes in immigration help. There are resources out there, but you have to seek them out. Immigration is not just about paperwork. It's about people. It's about families. It's about dreams. It's about the hope of a better life. But right now, that hope is under threat. The rules are changing. The stakes are higher than ever. And if you're not paying attention, if you're not taking action, if you're not staying informed, you could lose everything you've worked for. But here's the good news. You are not alone. There are tools, there are resources, there is information. And if you use them wisely, if you stay alert, if you stay prepared, if you take action now, you can protect your status. You can move forward. You can achieve the American dream. So please, if this video has helped you, if it's made you think twice, if it's given you even one piece of information that could protect your future or the future of someone you love, hit that like button. Subscribe to Immigration News today. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update, and leave a comment below. Tell me what you want to hear about next. What's your biggest immigration question? What's your story? Because the more we talk about this, the more we share, the more we stay informed, the stronger we are. Don't let fear control you. Don't let confusion stop you. Knowledge is power. And right now, knowledge might be the most important thing you have. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and never give up on your dream.